Hello, my name is Jackie, and today I'll be discussing And the Mountains Echoed by Khaled Hosseini. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce his name, but I do respect this author. I love this author. I didn't mean to offend anyone. I first got introduced to this author when I was a junior in high school. My teacher made us read The Kite Runner and A Thousand Splendid Suns, which are one of my favorites adult books ever. Like, I don't read many adult books because I'm really into like the YA dystopia kind of thing, but I will make an exception for this author. These two books right here are amazing, okay? So if you haven't picked up anything by this author, go ahead and do it because I highly recommend them. Let me start explaining what this book is about. This book doesn't have like a concrete plot. It kind of centers around different people from different generations, but I guess you could say the main core of the story lies between, did I just hit myself? Yeah. Okay, lies around these two main characters, Abdullah and Pari. Pari is Abdullah's younger sister. They live in Afghanistan, in this village, in this really poor village. Okay, their mother dies giving birth to the younger girl, Pari, and so the two kids are left with their father, who ends up eventually just kind of like selling his daughter to a wealthier family. It wasn't like a dirty sell where he sold her off to like prostitution or anything, but he sold her off to like a richer family because I guess he saw it as like a better opportunity for her, like to have all these chances, to be well educated, to have all these opportunities he probably wouldn't give himself to her, like, you know what I mean? And so it kind of like lies around these two characters and their lives progressing and the people they meet and the impact they make. So Abdullah and Pari are separated when they're young. Abdullah's 10 and Pari's 3. And they're separated, but they have like this extraordinary connection that's like hardly seen in brothers and sisters. Like Abdullah, more than a brother, he's like a mother to Pari, since their mother died when they were young. He kind of like takes care of her. He like wants to make her smile. He takes care of her essentially. He's like her mother. But they have such love for each other. It's not like weird princess love or anything. It's like brotherly love, pure brotherly love, and it's really sweet. So when they're separated, it's really heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking at the moment, but once you think about it, like, since this does take place in Afghanistan, and that country has been through a lot of war, turmoil throughout the years, and it's not the ideal place for women to grow up, especially in a time where it takes place, like the 90s, 80s, 90s, and so forth. If you think about it, it was best for Pari to be separated and be taken into a better environment, because to be honest, I don't think she would have like not survived, but like she wouldn't have had the best life if she would have stayed with Abdullah, since he was so young. And his father did care for them, but it's just not the same when the mother's not there, you know what I mean? So it was kind of like that. It was really heartbreaking. So Abdullah basically ends up growing up in Afghanistan, and Pari ends up growing with a mother. I say that in quotes. If you read the book, you'll know. But with a mother who's like like not the best mother, but in a far better environment than in Afghanistan. And so they end up in two completely different places. Bari ends up in Paris, France, and Abdullah stays in Afghanistan. And so you see how these two completely different places change the people that they become. In the end, Bari doesn't really know much of her Afghan background. She only speaks French. She doesn't know much about like her life, how her life would have been in Afghanistan, or anything about the Afghan culture, just as it is. So to conclude, I ended up giving this book a 5 out of 5, of course. Highly recommend you read it. One of the things that was hard in the beginning for me to get into this book, though, was like each chapter deals with a different perspective, so you get to see the story from many different points of view. It's not only one, and then it was hard for me to try to figure out who each person was in the beginning of the chapter, because it doesn't specifically say like, oh, this is going to be from this person's point of view. It just kind of like throws it at you, and it's like, oh, who is this? What do they have to do with the main characters? That kind of thing. So just give it a chance. Okay, so see you later. Read this book and have a great day.